Hello and welcome to my latest video here in this Journeyman save in Qatar. We're about to start Season 2 here in Qatar, and we're into September. The last competitive match was April, so a good number of months since that's happened. Probably going to start with transfers and who we've brought in, and most of the dealings that I did was towards the back end of last season. Just, you know, I did my business quite early. I think in the previous video we talked about Duvan Angorita, a defensive midfielder who should do very well at this level. He can play centre back as well, or centre mid if needed. So I think he's going to be a really good addition there. We improved the goalkeeping situation. I wanted a big lad at the back, and we went for a really tall guy, Youssef Ali, Qatari. So he's not necessarily brilliant in terms of technicals and mentals, or even some physicals, but he's a big lad. I wanted a tall goalkeeper. We've actually signed this 39-year-old Qatari left back who's still got, 12 pace and 12 acceleration for 39. I think it's pretty damn impressive. He's someone who's had 29 career appearances for Qatar. I think he will definitely fill in that role, because you're only allowed a certain amount of internationals. I think it's 9 internationals registered in your squad. You're gonna have to have some sort of Qataris of quality within your squad somewhere, and he may well help me out there. Juan Jose Torres is a centre back. Again, I brought him in mostly for his tall height, really. Kian Flanagan, he's going to, unfortunately, I think he's just gone down injured, I do believe. But Kian Flanagan looks like a really good signing for me. Centre mid, Irishman, has a history at Crystal Palace for a number of years. He's in the youth teams there, and we've brought him in. He just got injured in his last game, sadly. More about that in a minute, but he could be the key player. He's going to be taking free kicks as well. We brought in Lloyd Jones, a big centre back, Englishman. Again, we want one with good physique and good height at the back in this league. It's one of my, for those who know me well, I like a big centre half. You know, certainly in these sort of leagues where I think they can make a massive difference physically. I think I like aerial presence at the back, and because it helps you in set pieces as well going forward. So Lloyd Jones, and then Julian Michel, sort of versatile midfielder who can play A mid or centre mid. He could play left wing if I wanted him to as well. Just a bit of everything about him, really. More of an attacking sort of creative player, but Julian Michel, a bit of a history in certainly Belgium, especially. Started off life Lyon youth and then Lille as well, but it really kicked off from Belgium. He should go well at this level, and we signed one new player actually into this, well, a bit more later into the summer. So as you would say, Mufak, a right back, Qatari. Another big lad. Not that I'm too bothered about my fullbacks being, tall or anything, but for a Qatari level, he's unusually tall. Actually, I must say, he's going to be sort of filling in at right back. Not necessarily always a guaranteed starter, but those are the players we brought in. We've still got a good 20,000 in the wage budget to spend if we need to. So we decided to keep Wanda Luiz because, despite him being 34 years old, I feel like his attributes are still really good at this level. He lacks a little bit physically, but he has a big dressing room influence. If we look at the dynamics and the hierarchy, he is the highly influential player, and he may become the team leader. He actually has a good relationship with me. In general, there's a couple of promises that I made that he seems to be the one that's holding me to them. But in general, we have a good working relationship. So I felt, let's keep him on board and within the squad. And so we kept him. There wasn't really any other sort of contracts we had to renew or anything. I think there were very few that we let go. There's a few lads on the transfer list in the reserves that I want to get rid of. But we've decided on this formation. It's very similar to last year's Christmas tree one, apart from a couple of tweaks here and there. One thing we've got to consider about the Qatar League that we're in are the rules, and the suspension rule especially. You get a 1 match ban every 2 yellow cards. So after 2 yellow cards you get a 1 match ban. And then another 1 match ban for every additional yellow. So basically, you could rack up the suspensions if you're going in hard, to a ridiculous level. So we've had to adapt the tactics to change that. And I'm trying stay on feet and much less urgent pressing, and lower defensive line and much lower line of engagement. So we're not really going to hassle the opposition that much, which means we've really got to make the most of our own possession when we get it. So we're slightly short of passing, which may even go very short. Tempo slightly higher. Time wasting never. There's not too many extra instructions. We want to roll it out. We are countering. We're not counter pressing for good reason. I even thought about putting regroup on there because we really don't want to get stuck in too much. But we've got a lower line of engagement, like I said, much less urgent pressing. So it's an interesting little tactic that I'm trying, because I just don't want to rack up the yellow card and suspensions. One problem we've got is two of these new lads that I've brought in they're injured. Julian Michel's out for 6 to 12 days. He suffered an injury in the first match, and Flanagan's out between 5 days and 2 weeks. So it is a bit of a problem, I must admit. Torres has also been, a new signing's been ruled out for a bit. He's coming back pretty soon. It's only a 20-game season, so the first match worked out pretty well. Though 3-1 win against Al Bidda, and we dominated this game. 24 shots to 5, XG 2.35. Crucially, no yellow cards, and we only gave away 1 foul. So the new sort of tactic in that regard worked. One thing I'll say is, though, Al Bidda they're the worst team in this league, or they're certainly expected to be anyway. 100 to 1 shot in the pre-season estimations. These are the two sides we're going to be battling against: Al Kariantath and Al Shamal. They're going to be difficult to get hold of, I think, because they've got a few good players in their ranks. But we've got a decent enough squad. I feel like we may end up using the wage budget right to the max eventually, because we do actually have a 1 spot free for the international player thing on the rosters. I'm just looking at the rules now, and the squad registration transfer window, we've got 30th of June to 30th of August. So that's the first window's gone. The window will reopen 1st of January to get in some deals, and we can have I think we've got 1 more international spot free. So if we're in January, midway through the season, we need to bring someone in, we will do it. And I'm not sure what sort of position we'd do that. It would depend on injuries and stuff. By and large, I'm happy with the first 11. I am. I think we've got enough here. Got 2 new centre backs. We've got a new right back there as cover for Antic. Antic can also play left back. I'm really happy with the new left back here. Goalkeeper we could maybe upgrade in, but it's an area I'm willing to I don't want an international goalkeeper. I just feel like it's a position we can use a Qatari player in. In midfield, we've got certainly 2 of the 3 new lads are going to make a difference, and I think the other positions are going to be sort of, we do want them using local lads there. We've got Wanda Luith and Majoub, and we've got the target man Mahamadou Diawara, who maybe striker is an area we could upgrade in, but I like him as a target man. So ultimately, the big test is going to come up very soon with these fixtures. That's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Do check me out on Twitter at MeatmanSoccer, and you can also check out at Nordic Footpod, which is the account of the Scandinavian podcast that I do. Head over to Twitch as well and give me a follow over there at MeatmanSoccer if you've not already, and of course feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you around.